Sydney. I'm a PM on the PowerShell team. And this session is going to be about a couple of modules that we shipped a little over a year ago, Secret Management and Secret Store. This session is going to be oriented a little bit more in terms of like a getting started. So we're going to start conceptual, what the idea is behind Secret Management, sort of what you can expect from it. And then we'll spend a good amount of time trying out the commandlets, introducing what Secret Store is and what we mean by that, what the difference is between Secret Store and Secret Management, getting that set up, showing you the configuration settings, and then at the end we'll do a little demo with Azure Key Vault as well to get set up. So of course, thanks to the sponsors for making this possible today. But with that, we can jump right into talking about Secret Management. So this project began a few years back with a hypothesis that we had heard from users that it's difficult to manage secrets securely, particularly in heterogeneous cloud environments, or just heterogeneous environments in general. We heard that advanced scripts oftentimes require multiple secrets or maybe types of secrets, particularly when orchestrating across different cloud services. And that you were having to write custom code to securely manage secrets across platforms, so across different OSs, maybe across different applications, different scenarios where you are using secrets. It was all a little bit different. And that this matters because there's high stakes here because we're talking about secrets. So the security implication is there and you really want to get it right. In other words, we heard and we experienced that the secret management landscape was complex. Many of us work in worlds where we're on projects that span multiple developers that might be using different platforms, interacting with various applications, each of which has their own types of secrets and their own secret providers. And this is particularly amplified if you're working on-prem, in the cloud, across multiple clouds, any sort of hybrid environment. So that's where the secret management module comes in. So secret management, as I mentioned, it's just a module. It ships on the PowerShell gallery. You can find it here on Microsoft PowerShell Secret Management. If you search Secret Management, you'll definitely find it. And the idea was that we can use a single set of commandlets regardless of what platform we're on or what type of secret we're using, what type of secret provider we're using, or what application. And here you can see the secret management today supports 5 types of secrets. So we support PS credentials, secure string, hash table, and byte arrays. So why might you need this? A few key scenarios that come to mind around secret management is I want to share my script across my org, or maybe I share it in open source communities, and I don't know what the local vault or the platform of the end user who's going to be using this script. Maybe I want to run a single script, maybe it's a deployment script in multiple environments, my local, my test, my prod, without needing to reconfigure how I'm accessing my secrets and edit my entire script each time, therefore affecting whether you're really running it in local, test, and prod. Maybe I just want to change a single parameter at the top of my script so I know which vault I'm pulling from. We can talk about, there's another way to go about this as well. We also heard about changing the back-end authentication method to maybe meet specific security needs or organizational needs without needing to update all my scripts. So I can write my script, I can abstract out where the secrets are being pulled from, what authentication types I might need. So then when I go to make my script more portable, use it in various locations, I don't need to rewrite my whole script to account for what environment I'm in. And also it can be seen as a convenience feature, which allows users to simplify interactions with various vaults by only needing to learn a single set of commandlets. Each various vault today, many of them have commandlets or various CLI ways that you can interact with them, but they each have completely different commandlets. And so if you're just using the basic functionality, I want to get my secrets, I want to set my secrets, this allows you to simplify what you need to learn. So in summary, secret management you can think of as being most valuable when you're in environments where you might want to separate the specifics of the vault that you're using from the common script which needs secrets. So secret management is an extensible model that provides an abstraction over interacting with secrets using a single set of commandlets. So with that, we can jump into the first demo, which is going to be a pretty quick one. Alrighty. So one of the first things I like to do when I get a new module is just take a look at it. So you can see here, we'll do that really quick. I'm using version 1.1.2. That's the latest version of Secret Management. That's the one that you'll pull from the gallery if you just run an install PS resource or an install module on it. So then what I like to do is run get command. And I forgot to put the module parameter, so it's going to give me an error if I don't do that. There we go. So I like to do this when I get a new module just to see what commandlets I get to play with. And so you can see we have get secret. This is how I'm going to access my secrets. Get secret info is going to show me secret metadata. I have some commandlets around vaults as well, like in register and get, unregister, those sorts of things. And as well as back to secrets, set secret is going to be how I generate secrets or update secrets. I can set secret info, that sort of thing. So if I run get secret vault, I should be able to see all the secret vaults that I have registered, and it returns nothing because I have nothing yet. So if I run get secret info, this commandlet allows me to see secret metadata. I'm going to get a warning. I don't have any extension vaults registered, and I really need at least one before secret management becomes useful in any sort of way. So we have a link here where we can see some secret vaults. So I'll open this. So this is just going to take you to the PowerShell gallery. You'll see a search. It's using tags, tag secret management. So we have a best practice that if you create a secret management vault, you use the tag secret management. And so this is going to allow you to discover all the vaults that you may want to use with secret management. This might be a little confusing at this point in time, but we'll circle back to this after talking a little bit more about vaults and what they are. Oh no. No biggie. Just do a little click, click, click. Get us right where we want to be. Awesome. So the next section is going to be talking a little bit about Secret Store. Secret Store is a module. It ships on the PowerShell gallery, Microsoft PowerShell Secret Store. And Secret Store is a part of the Secret Vault ecosystem. So as I mentioned, the value of secret management really comes from this Vault ecosystem, from all the vaults that you may want to register. So what are extension vaults? Extension vaults are just PowerShell modules with a particular structure. Some things you're going to want to note is that secret management does leave the advanced key and authentication management up to the vault. So when you're interacting with the vault for things like getting, setting secrets, the commandlets that we saw in secret management, awesome, use secret management, that's going to be what you need. As we'll see with Secret Store and Azure Key Vault, there might be other advanced configuration settings for your particular vault that you will want to use the vault to handle. In general, vaults are owned and supported by vault owners and community users, and they are published through the PowerShell gallery. So we saw up there there's 17 community-owned vaults today, or rather, I guess 16 because Secret Store is owned by the PowerShell team. And you can use that secret management tag to discover all the vaults you may want to use. So to speak a little bit more on the Vault ecosystem, a large part of the value does come from the Vault ecosystem. However, as the PowerShell team, we don't have the expertise or the capacity to know every single various Vault situation you might want to use. And so that's why we made the decision to invest in a developer experience around creating extension vaults, but not necessarily owning and supporting every single vault out there. However, we did want to make sure that there was at least one vault out there that was going to work wherever PowerShell worked. A great getting started vault that you know that you can use. So that's where Secret Store comes in to play. So what Secret Store is? It's a local vault. It uses your local user context. And what it does is it locally encrypts files, or it uses the file system and the .NET Core cryptographic APIs to encrypt your secrets onto the file system. It works over all supported PowerShell platforms, so it's going to work on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS exactly the same sort of way. And it has configuration settings to adapt to your scenario, which I'll be demoing. One thing I want to note with Secret Store is just a caveat. We did take advantage of security best practices. We went through very extensive security reviews with this module and the secret management module within Microsoft, but I can't necessarily recommend it to your specific scenario without knowing the details of your specific organization's needs around security. So caveat there, best security practices that we could find, but might not meet your specific security requirements. So what are some key scenarios where you might have a little thought, maybe I should use Secret Store here, maybe it would be a good fit? I'm doing cross-platform scripting or portable scripting that I want to be able to work across various platforms, and I need secrets. Maybe I'm in a local or offline disconnected development environment, and so I need a local store. I can't necessarily guarantee that I'm going to be able to access my Azure Key Vault or wherever my remote vault is. Sort of as a general rule of thumb, anytime I'm using secure string or PAT or something like that, I ask myself, should I be using a secret store or maybe another vault? I'm using secrets in automation. We added some configuration settings to help this vault work in non-interactive environments, which I'll be showing, so that might be a scenario as well. And then I also want to note and kind of highlight that Secret Store is appropriate when the local user context is appropriate. So right now, secret stores have a scope variable, but it's only for current user. So that's one limitation of Secret Store right now. But with that, we'll get back to the fun part and show a little bit how all of this works. All right, so I have this Secret Store. Cool. I have Secret Store installed. I have 1.06, that's the latest version. And so what I'm going to do is register my first secret vault. So I'm going to use the register secret vault commandlet. I'm going to provide a name. A name is just a friendly name. It can be whatever you want it to be. I like to just call it Secret Store. Module name, that's going to point to what the module is called. So in this case, we know it's Microsoft PowerShell Secret Store. And then there's another parameter that's called vault parameters. So certain vaults may need you to provide additional information for the vault registration. Secret Store doesn't have any vault parameters, so you're not going to need that. And then I like to set it as my default vault. So the way, if you have a vault set as your default vault, and you don't specify a vault when you're getting or setting a secret, by default it's going to use your default vault. I only have one, this is my first one, so either way it would be my default. Alrighty, registered. So now we can check it. Get secret vault, you can see it. Now if I run get secret info, nothing shows up so far. And one thing I'm going to, that's okay. I'll explain one other thing. I just realized I have a setting already set in here, but we'll get to that. So if I want to set my first secret, I can use set secret, name, let's call it PSConfEU. I can provide my secret here, or if I just provide a name, it'll prompt me for a secure string at the command line, so I can just do that as well if I don't want to generate a secure string and pass that through. Now if I do get secret info again, there we have it. Our first secret, PSConfEU secure string. Now if we want to get this secret, of course we run get secret on it. By default, it's going to output a nice secure string for me, but if in my particular scenario, maybe I need it to be passed as a string, as plain text, we do have a switch for that. So you can see my wonderful secret 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So one other feature that I'm going to show, let's just clear the screen here, is that I can also set secret metadata. So if I use set secret, I have my secret name, secret2. I can also provide secret metadata. And secret metadata is a hash table, and it allows you to provide additional context that you might want about your secret. And so I can do something like the purpose of this maybe is that it's an example. Or maybe I would want to provide an expiration time on the key or anything like that. So any additional information you're going to want to be stored with the secret, so maybe you know what it's for, when it expires, when you need to rotate it, anything like that. One thing to note though is that secret metadata is not considered secret or sensitive information. It is not going to be encrypted. It is available. So if you find that information to be sensitive, you're going to want to store it as part of a secret. You can use hash table type for secret in that case is probably appropriate. Prompting me again. Cool. So now if I run get secret info on this, you'll notice that my secret metadata does not necessarily show up here, and that's because secret metadata is not supported by all vaults. It's up to the vault whether or not they choose to support metadata. But if I pipe this, say, to full list, you can see the metadata attribute is there, or I could do something like if I want just the name and metadata, so whatever information I particularly want there. All right, so that gives you a basic sense of the secret interface. I will then show the specific configuration settings that you can use for secret store. So let's run get command. And once more, I will need to add, there we go. So you can see that these commandlets are additionally provided by the secret store module, and they allow you to configure your secret store to best meet your needs. So if I run get secret store configuration, I can see the options here. So right now, we do have a scope option. As I mentioned, current user is the only available option for scope today. We have an open issue to add all users. If you have scenarios around that, would love to hear that after the show. For authentication type, let's play around with that. Set secret store configuration, there we go. Okay, so for authentication, you have two types. You have none and you have password. So the default option is going to be password. And so this is going to prompt you for a password whenever you are accessing your secret store. I made my password timeout too long and unlocked my secret store before starting my demo, which was an error for me, but that's why we haven't been seeing the prompt. But if we do, let's just show this. Let's update this first. So password timeout is how long before it's going to prompt you again for your password in terms of seconds. So if we do 1, cool. Now if we run get secret, PSConfEU, okay. This is a great way to show another feature of Secret Store, which is that you can turn off the prompting. So let's unlock our Secret Store first, and then I'll explain a little bit what just happened. Oh, thank you. This is what happens when you play around with your demo a little bit too much right before you start. Okay, so you'll see that one of the things we can set is the interaction type. And there's two types of interaction types. We have none and we have prompt. And so if I turn back on prompt, we should see, Let's try this again. Okay, I'm gonna get prompted for a password for my vault. Awesome. And so this is the default setting. So if we can just show this now too. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, so these are the default settings for Secret Store. So if you're using it for the first time, you install your Secret Store, you get started, these are going to be the default settings for you. We've talked about scope. The next one I want to talk about is authentication type. And so the two options are password, which you've seen prompted here, or you can turn off the password option. So if you turn off the password option, you will not be prompted at the command line to type in your password, and your secrets will still be encrypted on your file system. However, the decryption key will not be blocked by a password. So it's slightly less secure if you turn off the authentication type to none rather than password. So that's why password is the default. We also have a default password timeout of 900 seconds. And then the fourth feature that you're going to want to be aware of is the interaction type. So you can see now it is set to prompt. So if I want to set it to something else, so we have interaction type set to prompt. I can also set it to none. So if I set my authentication type to password, but my interaction type to none, that's when we're going to get the error that I'm going to need to use another commandlet, unlock secret store, in order to access my secrets. So let's do that. We have interaction type none. We have authentication type password, and then let's set the password timeout to 1 second. Let's do that. Then we can, if we go to run something, let's run get secret PSConfEU. I'm going to get this error. Use unlock secret store. Prompt for my password. With unlock secret store, I can also provide my password in the commandlet directly, if that's better. So you might be wondering, like, why this seems silly, why would I do this? So this allows you to use Secret Store in situations where you do not want to be prompted, but you do want that authentication. So that might be in an automated setting. You know approximately how long your script is gonna run for, so you can set your password timeout to that amount of time, unlock your Secret Store, run your script, and then have it locked at the end. So that's the general scenario. I showed this a little bit already, but we can set our Secret Store configuration back to default if we want to get back to the original settings. There we go. So I want to show one more thing with this, and that is, all right, like this makes sense, but I still needed to do some interactive stuff to set up my secret vault, my secret store in order to be used in automation. So what if I'm in an environment where I want to register my secret store, but I don't want to be prompted at all and want it to be fully automated? So I want to show that scenario a little bit really quickly. So what you're going to do is you're going to need a password. And so you can, if you're on Windows, you can pass in a password like this, and this is going to be using the Windows Data Protection API. Another option would be like if you were in a CI system that has a mechanism for secure variables, you could do a similar thing like that. So I'm going to have my password. This is, I have a cred here, so that's why I'm adding the .password. You could have that just be your password. So I'm going to have my password variable. I have it passed in there. Next, before I register, so first, forgetting a step. I'm going to unregister my secret store because we already have it registered. Cool. Nothing registered. Awesome. Back to the demo. So we have our password. Now before I register my secret vault, what I can do is set my configuration settings. There we go. I am going to set my password to password. I'm going to set my password timeout to the length of my script. We'll say that. And then I'm going to set interaction type to none. And then I'm going to set confirm to false. Great. So now I've set my secret store configuration to these settings. And now I am going to unlock it so that I can use it, pass in that password. And now I'm going to go ahead and register it. So as we remember, register secret vault. Name secret store. Module name. No vault parameters, I can make it my default vault. And now I'm off to the races and can use my vault exactly how I like. Awesome, so that's what I wanted to show with Secret Store. Apologies if that got a little confusing at certain points, but definitely happy to clarify anything. But one last thing I did want to make sure to show was just one more example of a vault. So talked about the vault ecosystem. That's an example of a local vault. Want to show an example of a remote vault. So one example of that is Azure Key Vault. The extension vault module for Azure Key Vault just ships in the az.keyvault module, az.keyvault. And this is a good example because it is a vault that uses vault parameters. So this vault extension is available in the PowerShell gallery. It's available in AZ Key Vault version 3.3.0 and up. And it uses the common authentication model as AZ. So AZ is going to handle your authentication into your AZ context. And then the secret vault extension is going to allow you to pull your secrets using the secret management commandlets. So the things you're going to want to do is first, let's register our secret vault. Well, actually, first, I want to show you that I have a secret vault already created in Azure. So you can handle the setup of your vault, the configuration of your vault separately through Azure Key Vault. I already have one example secret in here. Our secret is Scruffy, just to show what it looks like. So if we register it, our good friend registers secret vault, name, call it AZKV, module name, just AZ Key Vault, and then we're going to provide vault parameters. And if we look back here, the vault parameters are going to be the vault name and the subscription ID. We can cool. So now we have that registered. So get secret vault. You can see my two vaults. I have my secret store set as my default vault, and then I also have my Azure Key Vault. Now if we run get secret info, you can see that it pulls secrets from both types, and I can see that I have my two secrets that we knew about, PSConfEU, secret 2. We made those together in our secret store, and then I also have my Scruffy secret, which we just saw in the portal that I already had created. If we want to create another secret for Azure Key Vault, we can do that using the set secret commandlet. We'll call this one Scruffy 2. Since I'm not putting it into my default vault, I'm going to use the vault parameter. I'm going to call that AZKV. Oh, we'll do this. Awesome. And now if we return, let's refresh this. And you can see that my little Scruffy 3 secret is now available there. We'll also show getting a secret, so we can do get secret, name Scruffy, Vault, AZKV, as plain text. We'll get back the secret. Scruffy is a dog. Scruffy is my dog. This is true. All right, so let's go back to get secret info. And I want to talk about one other thing that we could do. So let's also set another secret. Let's call this one Scruffy. Do Vault, secret store. So one thing I want to highlight is that you can have secrets with the same name in different vaults. And so this might be key for a particular scenario that you're interested in, which is to use particular naming conventions for your secrets so that you know which secrets are going to be pulled. So then in my script, I can use set secret, or sorry, for example, I could use get secret, Scruffy. I could provide a vault and set a vault variable at the top of my script, local, right? And set that to being, or I probably actually wouldn't call it that. I would probably call it like vault name, right? And then at the top of my script, set my vault name to either AZKV or secret store or whatever environment I was in. Alternatively, at the top of your script, you could set a default vault and then not need to provide the vault parameter throughout if you're just going to be using one vault. So that's just an example of how you could sort of abstract your getting and setting in secrets across various vaults. Press the right button this time so we don't click through all the slides. Yeah, we got it on the last try, okay. So some key takeaways from this session or from secret management. First is that PowerShell can help you manage your local and remote secrets in a unified way. Second is that PowerShell secret management is an extensible management plane and it takes advantage of the Vault ecosystem. And then I didn't touch on this one as much, but I am going to touch on it quick right now, which is just a reminder that you can engage in this process if you have feedback or concerns about this module through open source. So we'll touch on that, on how to stay engaged. We have a couple of repos here. GitHub PowerShell Secret Management and GitHub PowerShell Secret Store are the place to go if you're trying this out, if you're hitting issues. If you love it and want to give us feedback on that, if you have new feature requests, please do interact with us there. I always like to plug our community call as well. A really great way to directly interface with our devs who work so hard on these, and we always have updates there on the latest developments, if we have a new release, that sort of thing. And then whenever we do have a release, we do also publish to our dev blog site. So those are really great ways to stay engaged in this process. Just in the last couple of weeks, we also released a whole new docs set on secret management and secret store. So I will show that really quickly. All right, so this is, if we go all the way up, this is in the PowerShell Microsoft Docs. We have the module reference files here, so you can see the help files for each commandlet, that sort of thing, for secret management and secret store. This has been around since we GA'd, cool stuff. However, what we recently added was conceptual documentation on secret management and secret store. So anything that you may have missed in the presentation today that I made a little bit too confusing or stumbled over, hopefully you can go back and read this and it will all make a little bit more sense. And of course, if not, you know where to find me as well. So it gives you some getting started and how-to tips there. And with that, I think we have some time for questions, about 10 minutes. And I also have a very special surprise for all of you who are willing to come join me this morning, which is PowerShell stickers. So if anybody wants one of those after the session, come up and grab one as well. But I'll pause there for any questions. Yeah.
I would like to know which other types there are supported in the secret management module.
Yeah, like what other vault?
Know what other types of secrets, because we've only seen secure strings so far.
Oh, sure. Yeah, so these are the 5 types: PS credential objects, secure strings, string, hash tables, and byte arrays.
Would anybody else be interested in seeing how credential objects work?
Sure, we can show that.
Okay, should I repeat the question? I was asking which other types there were that we could store in the secret management module and retrieve from a vault. And I was curious to see how we operate with credential objects. Is that something somebody else is interested in?
Yeah, let's show it. So let's create a credential object. So we have our credential object. Now let's set secret, call it mycred. We can pass in the secret that we just created, our credential object. Vault, let's put it in our secret store. That tab completes as well. Created that now. If I do get secret info, we can see my cred. Now if I do get secret on that, get secret on my cred, you'll see it returns the PS credential object, so I could do something like if I wanted that sort of thing, if I just wanted to pull out the password and pass that onto something. Is that sort of what you were asking? Yeah, cool. Any other questions? Yeah.
Where does the local store live? So on the file system.
Yeah, so it's on the file system. I can show you the file path if you're curious. On Windows, it's in your local data, local app data. Let's see. There we go. So those are the file paths. That's actually where the secret vault registry is, but the secret store is the same. This part of the file path is exactly the same. So that's where on the file system it gets stored. Yeah.
Is there any way to change that location? Like it occurred to me that this secret store may also be interesting for not storing secrets, but just like parameters for a script, so that I can easily switch between demo and debugging and then production. And so it would be nice to have a simple secret store where I can simply put my data into a file next to my script. Mm-hmm. Would that be possible to use the secret store and then just add a path to my own location?
Yeah, so we don't have a configuration setting for that today, so that's not possible right now, but I think it's a very interesting scenario. I think like an adjacent scenario, right, is that sometimes we're in environments where we don't actually have access to the file system. And so what are other ways that we can store this if this file path isn't something, say, we have write access to? And so one example of that is a lot of container scenarios or short-lived sessions where you might not have write access to the file system. So I think that it's a really interesting idea of like how could you set that to exactly where you'd want to store it.
Okay.
Is there a way to transfer the files to another computer and use it on the other computer with the same, at the end, with the same user?
Just to clarify the question, are you saying is there a way to like share your vault? So with Secret Store, that's not possible. It's all about the local user context. So with Secret Store, if you're sharing your secrets themselves with various folks, that might not be the best option for you. I would say probably best to explore a remote vault that various users could authenticate into for sharing secrets in that way.
How hard is it really to create your own vault, secret store provider? How do you call this part? Like how hard would it be to just create a simple one with a simple file so that like transporting the secret files would be possible?
Yeah, in my experience is that it's can be pretty quick. We've like done a hackathon with our team that like in an hour, can you create a secret vault? Like the answer was yes for folks. If you're curious, someone at the conference here today that's built a whole bunch of secret vaults themselves is Justin Grody. He's another one of the speakers, and he owns a bunch of the community vaults. So if you're curious about creating your own vaults, he would be an awesome resource to talk to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
In Azure Key Vault, there's also a possibility to store certificates. Does not support it yet? Or do you use the byte type for that?
Are you asking which secret types are supported by Azure Key Vault?
Certificates is one of them. But
Yeah, so certificates are not supported by the Azure Key Vault Vault extension at this point in time. Yeah, so that would just be a feature request.
Are there possibilities to transfer secrets in between different vaults? So, for example, the local securities into the Azure Key Vault, or such things, or merging?
Yeah, so there's not necessarily like a built-in way, so you can't say like, you know, take all the secrets from this vault into this vault, but that is an automatable task in terms of like getting the secret info, assuming you have like authentication into all these various vaults, and that's set up properly. There is ways to like, we do have pipeline support between the various commandlets.
So it's like get secret, set secret, right?
Exactly, yeah.
More questions? It's awesome to see you all here this early, yesterday night. Who had the question?
Yeah, hi. Hi, thanks. Yeah, I'm thinking about automating access into a particular vault well, yeah, I don't need to explain it more than that, do I? If you have to manage credentials to access each of your store, how do you then manage those credentials? Isn't using Secret Store just pushing the problem you've got with managing credentials to access something at one remove, and you've got the same problem when you need to access those stores in an automated fashion?
Yeah, absolutely. So like the bootstrap problem, right, you'll sometimes hear about in managing secrets, and it kind of comes up with Secret Store, right? Like if you're using a password to authenticate to Secret Store, like where do I store my password? So the idea is that it's like one password versus like many passwords, but there's also other extension vaults depending on what platform you're on that can help solve that using your like known credentials. So for example, there's a Windows CredMan extension vault, right? And so in that scenario, if you're authenticated into your Windows account, you can immediately access your Windows credentials. So yeah, like does secret management solve the bootstrap problem for secrets? Like not necessarily, unfortunately, but yeah, I think hopefully it still makes managing your secrets like one step easier.
You could.
I don't know if anyone else has seen some of the stickers that are on Gail's table out there, which is a little tombstone with the Windows Data Protection API on it.
Oh, yeah.
Not protecting your secrets for 25 years or something like that. I've been using secure strings, which is using the DP API to store my secrets. And now I find out that it's not secure, but how am I going to... I'm still stuck with where to start with this problem. What's secure and what isn't, and how Secret Store helps me to make things secure. Maybe it's just my understanding of the problem is lacking.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think the difference is that Secret Store is using the .NET crypto APIs, which are a bit of an updated API for encrypting your secrets. So that adds an additional layer of protection and access.
Okay, so we just heard that you want to learn how to create your own secrets management vault, and we will do that session at 3. Justin Grody will be the speaker.
Yay.
This is how awesome this conference is. So we had a sudden cancellation that James Adams is not doing his session. So you will be informed in a schedule about the track for Justin Grody. Secrets Management Vault creation, okay?
Awesome. Very good.
Also, I just wanted to toss in one thing to your question too. Sometimes it's the combination of things. So if you have the secrets vaults, of course you need an initial authentication to that. And then many companies have the problem, how do I do the first step? And so that, in my opinion, one possible way would be GEA, where you can also create an access point based, for example, on your AD group memberships or something like that. And once you are in the right AD member group, then you have access automatically to the vault. It would be one of many possible scenarios. So it's not a catch-all, I understand, but it is taking care of structuring the many secrets into one secret. Yeah. More questions? Ready for breakfast and coffee?
I think my time is flashing that we're a little bit over, but I do want to clear out here in time and give you guys time if anyone wants to come up and grab a sticker from me real fast.